we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go now. 90 Wolf.
A first carry for Kenyon Drake. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
Pilot, 64, read.
Max 49. Watch the screen, watch the screen.
Hey, Delta.
Screen, watch the screen.
Fire.
From the gun, it's Cutler. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Here's Cutler. He's going to look deep down the field. That's caught at the 25. It's a big play there for Miami, and even 60 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
2nd and 12 at the Bills' 20-yard line.
Here we go. Set. 8, read. 54.
I got one.
Now Cutler to throw on 2nd down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Kenyon Drake, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins take it right down and score on the opening drive. And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown.
Jason Sanders for the extra point.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Devin Singletary with his first carry of the game. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch the run, watch the run, watch the run.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Singletary. And he powers his way up past the 30. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Mike, right there in the middle, 55. Yeah, you don't want none. Sunday. Check right. Watch it, 5.
Hey, exit.
Throwing now is Allen. And Robinson with a big catch. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards that time, and a Bills first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Down 80. 55. Hey, eat. Who that?
Throwing on first down is Allen. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Here's Allen. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
I have no crystal ball up here. I can't truly see into the future. But if they don't start getting some pressure on him, make him move around a little bit and do something with the receivers, change up their timing, they're just going to get shredded as we've seen so far. Right now, they're off to a blazing start.
Yeah, and you are right. He looks way too comfortable back there in the pocket.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a pillow back there for him, all right? As a defensive guy, they've got to dump him on his backside a few times, shake things up.
Now, they're going to need an in-drive adjustment here on this first series. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
2nd and 5 at the 10-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Hey, box drop.
44, Mike, 44.
Allen. And that is incomplete.
I don't think either one of us is surprised about who they just targeted on that one. I mean, they're going to try and get to him as much as possible. Off to a nice start, but unable to haul that one in.
Yeah, already looked his way a couple of times on this opening drive. Can't connect there. And the 13-year man puts it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially have opened the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor. What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
Throwing here, Cutler. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Let's go. Let's do it.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Alert, alert, alert. Four for Mike. Mike's four.
Now Allen. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Drake. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Kenyon Drake with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. So the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. They will run with Singletary. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Allen now looks to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10.
61, matchbox right.
On 1st down, Drake. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenyon Drake on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. From the 29, Allen. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that, but if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position you have to be, you just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 49.
Let's go, D.
They'll run on first down with Singletary. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Brings up second and 12 at the 47-yard line.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
On second and 12, Allen. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Hey, wahoo!
So we got man. 55 is Mike, guys. 55.
Throwing is Allen on third. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 30. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Allen's throw is complete. He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
So they need 6 yards here on third down. They're 2 for 2 on third down tries so far on this drive. From the gun, it's Allen. That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. In for the score. And the Bills get a bit closer. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt, that one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offensive tunnel.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
He's going to air one out for Anderson, and that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Here's Cutler to throw. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Wide open receiver complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Now this is picked up by the Bills. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. 55. Right there in the middle. 55. Double dog. That's the way.
Now Allen. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. But it's going to be 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
50-19.
Eat. Here we go.
To throw on third down. Allen got a man. It's Brown. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. They get 7 there, but it brings up fourth.
It's fourth down.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
I know you feel that.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This will be from 56 yards out. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 20. Yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17.
31's the mic. Hey,
Alpha.
31's the mic. Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep, tighten up. Check three.
To the air, Allen. This is caught by Robinson. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold.
Strong right.
Here's Allen to throw it. And he finds Tyler Croft. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. To throw, it's Allen. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's a first down following a gain of 3.
And the Bills, first down. First and 10.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Here we go.
They'll run here with Singletary. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 34-yard line.
No. Cheney! 52 right here. 52. Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it. Take 4. Take 4.
On second down, this is Harris. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Let's get it.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down.
Tackles.
Allen going to throw. That's complete to Robinson. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Pick your game up. Tight right. Hey, 4 down.
They'll run on first down. Singletary. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
You ain't doing nothing today.
Singletary again. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. This will be caught by Brown. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 28. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's. And that's exactly what they did there.
And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Allen under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long.
Get ready.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. And that's complete to Croft. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 13-yard line. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
On first down, Singletary. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Buffalo. The Bills have the football, but they trail here as we begin quarter number 4. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. 2nd and 9 now. And it's caught. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Allen Robinson, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Hauschka now for the extra point. And he's got it to make this a 21-17 game. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This will be fielded at the 8. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Got it.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. One-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They've got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen.
54, right there. 54 Mike. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
Now.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Let's go now. 30 base.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strip. Check 9.
Topper. Hit it.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Boy, tight game like this, fourth quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now it's Cutler. Sliding out of the pocket. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
When offenses dial up big shots downfield, they're not always for the guys out wide. Sometimes they want to go to their big target. Deep downfield, the defense breathes a sigh of relief. 50-50 balls, not easy to get away from the big targets.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on first down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
The Dolphins on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. And they'll go on the ground. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He lost a big chunk, 6 yards there, and it leads to 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This from 44 yards away. Sanders' kick is good. And that'll make this a 7-point game. Now, from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Watch the run. Watch the...
Hey, Haywood.
Here's 2nd and 8. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Antonio Brown can wreak havoc in so many ways. Here he's able to cause a PI penalty.
He runs at defensive backs with such speed and power. I think it creates panic on their end, and a lot of times they just reach out and grab him, and that's the result there, a pass interference call.
They'll run on 1st down. Singletary able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
At the 37-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. A good grab there by the former Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown.
And he ate up some real estate on the catch too, didn't he? I think the most impressive part of it, though, if there's a chance for him to get the football, even though he was covered well, he somehow finds a way to get it.
Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 8-yard line.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal.
I can't believe they even let you play.
Again, it'll be Singletary. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Devin Singletary, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. The extra point, a vital one, and he gets it to go. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Ready to break.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is making sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Hey, Zoo. Hey, Jack.
Throwing now is Cutler. And this is caught. It's Parker.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Cutler to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game.
At the 34-yard line.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
We got 4. We got 4.
Here's Singletary. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
Watch the slip. Watch the slip. Shift. Watch the shift.
Allen taking it himself. Oh, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth.
Stephen Hushka for the Bills field goal. A 45-yard attempt.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
This one taken from the 7. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Bravo!
They'll look to throw. That's caught by Jackson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A Miami first down and a 14-yard pickup.
Set. 60 or.
Let's go, Heavy. Let me know what you got. What you got, Heavy? What you got?
Hey, high 7.
Mike's 49. Mike's 49.
Snap.
Back to throw. It's caught by Jackson. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead into the 4th quarter, lose that lead. Maybe they felt like they let this one slip away a little bit.
It will definitely feel like that because when you have a lead in the 4th quarter, all you talk about doing is finishing and closing a game out. But when you flip it over, how about that? Making the comeback and then finishing the game, sealing it on defense, they will feel jubilant in their locker room.
So for Buffalo, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
How fit to be the boss?